Yep.
Okay.
Check 1 2. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Just give me a check 1 2.
Check 1 2. Meep meep. Meep meep. Meep meep meep. Meep.
Meep.
Yes.
All right.
Good. Are we good?
Meep.
Meep meep. Meep meep. Meep meep. Meep meep. Meep.
It's all good. It comes in 2 audios anyway, so if I got to turn something down, we're good.
Okay. Wait, let me prepare myself. Okay.
Me too, baby.
Is this framed appropriately? Yeah, I guess, right?
I would say so. This is pretty solid. I like the back. Should we stick the lamp right in the middle of us?
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Maybe.
Let's move the sun chips.
Just put this like about here or something like that. There we go.
Perfect. Look at that. This is like between 2 ferns.
Something like that. We're recording.
I hope so.
Mine seems a little too loud for some reason. Oh, because I turned mine up. Yours is over here.
Oh, that's
okay.
crazy.
Check 1 2.
Meep, meep, meep,
Wait,
meep.
you keep me merping?
Oh, ha ha ha. I just can't laugh.
All right.
Ha 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 ha.
There you go. All right, we should be good.
Okay.
All right.
Perfect.
What's going on, guys? Shawnee P, a.k.a. Sean Valy, coming at you with another Valy's Corner. This podcast is all about positivity and entrepreneurship around the area. Today, we're going to be talking about one of my music videos, Silver Gold, with Samantha here. And she wrote up a few questions for us to talk about and topics as well. So we're just going to go through them, and if anyone is interested in the process and the concepts of how this kind of stuff comes up, then stay tuned and keep listening, and we're going to go through the motions here. So what's up, Sam?
Perfect. Wow, that was such a good intro.
Was it?
Yeah.
Good. Perfect.
You talk about how you can't be scripted, but
Well,
that was like pretty.
Well, I've done this a bunch of times, so like at least the first 10 seconds I got down, and then the rest of
Now
it
you're
is
just
just
like,
like freestyling. So,
yeah. Perfect.
but yeah.
All right. So let's talk about Silver Gold and the music video for that.
Okay.
So how did you come up with the concept for that video?
For the video itself, so the song obviously is called Silver Gold, and the video always, even when I was writing the song. So just to step back for 2 seconds, I know it's not, I know this is about mostly the music video, but this song itself was supposed to be a Kelly song.
Really?
Yeah. And so my producer sent me the main like melody, the main piano of what came to be Silver Gold, and Kelly didn't like it at all. And I was like, I don't know, I feel like I could write something to this. So
Yeah.
I looped it and wrote what I wrote to it, which was the first verse and the chorus, most likely, from what I remember. But right when I started writing the song in the first verse, the first line goes, "There lies gold, keys to my heart," and that right off the bat was just about like value, how you value yourself and stuff. And so I ran with the whole gold thing, and then I incorporated silver into it too, because silver and gold is just valuable, assets that you could own or whatever. So metaphorically, that's why that was all planned that way. But so when I was writing the song itself, the music video was always in my mind of, since I was talking in the first line of the song about gold, I knew something in the music video had to represent gold. And when it got to further in the verse about silver, I was like, okay, I'm going to have to do something with silver and gold in this video. I didn't realize it was going to be what it ended up being, which was me being silver and gold, but I knew that whether I had to get like coins or something, like anything that represented silver and gold, because it was going to have to be some kind of metaphor. And it just so turns out that it was about I became the metaphor.
Okay, so the concept came about.
I was an object in the video.
So you didn't, from the start, have the idea of I want to turn myself into an alien and paint myself silver gold.
No, not from what I remember.
Yeah.
It wasn't about me becoming silver and gold. It was just about like objects that were going to represent, metaphorically represent your self-worth or whatever. So
Okay, so when, if you can remember, did you transition to the idea of you becoming like, oh, I want to be like an alien and like be half silver, half gold?
yeah, so the song itself, Silver Gold, sat for about 2 years. I wrote and recorded it, and then had sent it to my producer, and he was like, "This sounds like some future Sean Valy stuff," and I was like, "Okay," and I kind of just like pushed it off and let it sit on the shelf for a while. So I would say when I came back to it, when was it? Maybe at the end of last summer, I realized like, all right, I think it's time to put out Silver Gold is when I started to try to envision the music video concept for it. So it wasn't for a while. The song sat for 2 years.
Yeah.
And, by the time I figured like, all right, I think it's time to start working on this again and bringing it to life is when I started to more so envision it. It was when I started to like mix it more and like engineer the song more is when like I started to like have visions about like, oh wow, this is actually a pretty cool, interesting song that I could do something like different with, which ended up me being like, I guess I could be some kind of alien in the video, some kind of like something that would just represent value but not like pinpoint just me specifically as like this is going to sound funny, but like me as a male or a female or like a person at all. It was just for me, I turned myself into more of an like a object that you can like look at and be like, damn, that's a valuable asset or not. So yeah, it's just, that's what I think of it. Like I think of me as like as funny as it sounds, a fucking object in the video.
Okay.
That people have to interpret themselves. Like, is this,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
And so it's funky. It's a funky situation.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. All right. So let's talk about the decision to actually make the video. So like, obviously you had this concept, like as you were going through, it sort of changed throughout time of, what a video could look like. At a point you decided, I want to make this video. And then I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Well,
I can do makeup.
Yeah. So
I can't.
Yeah, so you did really good though, honestly. You did good on the makeup. I actually told you. You're the first person I told about the video idea. Because that's how new it was to me, because I was working on the song. Excuse me. I was working on the song and I knew at that time that I needed to put out a video with it because that's what we were doing this year.
Right.
And I might have in the past already had the idea in my mind about the video, but I think we were like either in your car or like laying down or something, and I was just like, I think we were at like the hotel or something, and I just started to vent to you about the music video, and I was just like, I think I need to be like an alien, and like my face needs to be painted in half and it needs to be silver. Yeah. Remember that? Like
I vaguely do, yeah.
I don't remember.
And I was like, yeah, we should do that.
Yeah. And
I don't know how, but
yeah, exactly. But so like I vented the idea to you, and then I reached out to someone who I know can do makeup, and she just wasn't with it fully. at all. And so it just came down to like, hey Sam, can we figure this the fuck out?
Yeah.
And
so after some Googling and Amazoning,
yeah, we went right to YouTube and was just
true.
like,
Yeah.
we were like, yo, bald caps and makeup and cover
And then to Amazon to buy everything.
Yeah.
And originally we wanted you to have contacts.
Yeah.
That was part of it. And I did order contacts.
Yeah.
But they did not turn out well at all.
So when you ordered the contacts, they came in the mail at my house, and I looked at them and I texted you and I was like, dude, these contacts look like they're black eyes. Like,
I was like, no, they're supposed to be mirror lenses. So the ones, and they got great reviews. They were like, oh, like I forget, it was some movie and it was like Vin Diesel was in it or something. He's like, oh yeah, it's the same exact ones. And
well, I feel like with contacts, especially with ones like that, like it depends on your eye color right off the rip. Like mine are very dark brown. Mm-hmm. So these were supposed to be like reflective. Like you gotta think if like someone has like blue eyes and they put them in, it might have shined silver. But like mine are brown, so we put them in and
they were like gray.
It was just like
dark
gray black, and it was like.
Well, yeah, and also you have an issue with contacts. So, like that was a whole other struggle.
Oh yeah,
like putting them in was like stressful as fuck for me.
It felt like I had a piece of wood chip in my eye. Like, you know, like.
Well, and then it was just we had the moment of like me putting it in, and then you looked at the camera because we were filming this whole thing. And then taking it out was stressful because you kept blinking and it was getting further and further down, like under your eyeball, to the point where I thought it was going to get lost. And I was
to the other side?
Panicking. I don't know.
If it turned to the other side, you would have had to take me to the hospital.
I know.
They would have had to take my eye out.
That would have been crazy. Mm-hmm. What a great story that would have been. Unfortunately, it did not happen. You just kept blinking and it popped out.
Fortunately. It happened that way.
No, unfortunately for content, it didn't happen, but fortunately for your life, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was stressful. Like
it was painful. It didn't work out. I was upset that night because we did a trial about 2 weeks before the actual video, or maybe 3 weeks or something. Yeah. And we were just like, well, should we order new contacts? And I was like, I don't think I can wear contacts in this video.
Yeah.
And I ended up not wearing contacts. So.
And then we regretted the decision when we saw the video because we're like, oh shit, that everything popped out.
The makeup came out so pristine in the actual final cut of the video that when we watched back the footage, we were just like, damn, like the thing that would tie this together is the contacts.
Yeah. I mean, you figured that out and we can talk about that later, but let's go back to the first trial. Mm-hmm. So that was a very stressful process for me. I'm not gifted in the makeup department. She
don't need makeup, baby. Look at her.
This is like the most made up I get, which is like tinted sunscreen. I put a little bit of eyeliner on, some mascara. Like that's about it.
Pretty.
It's about all I do.
That's pretty of you.
Yes. So doing this was a whole new world for me. So I looked up a lot of YouTube tutorials and I found one that was from the company that we ordered the bald cap from. And it seemed easy enough. So I was following along and doing that. But it just, they didn't give verbal instructions, which was my issue. So like it was like step-by-step visual, which was good. But it wasn't like, okay, now you're going to take the acetone and like dissolve. It was just like, they showed like the acetone. They did the whole like, you know, oh, here's the acetone. But I just couldn't. It was too much. I just didn't understand. I needed like the verbal instructions. So it just didn't come out like the original one. It just kind of came out like chunky looking. Like it wasn't clean across your forehead.
Yeah, it was trial.
Which was fine. But then we also found out that night that we didn't get the right paint. So the paint was like a water-based paint or something. Or was it oil? I forget exactly what the issue was.
So I think it was the paint that we painted me the first night was
oil?
Yeah, one of them. It was either water or oil. I don't remember honestly, but whatever one it was the wrong one because I think it was water based.
Yeah.
Because
The cap was like it wasn't
it kept
absorbent.
falling
Yeah.
off the cap. We needed something thicker, which would have been like a more of a oil based paint at that point. I think we
Right.
did like a water based paint.
Yeah.
And then in that same session, we ended up getting just like acrylic paint from my paint set that I had, and we got the gold color, or was it the silver one?
It was gold.
Was it
Yeah.
gold? We got the gold and painted acrylic on the cap, and the acrylic just thickened.
Oh, it was great.
It just
That was like
sat right on the cap.
That was the backup plan.
Yeah, we were struggling. Oh, you know what it was? It was we were tapping, like it was like a makeup dish, and you had to tap it, I think, with like water to like mix it on the brush, and then you're painting it, and when you're painting it, it was just making like streaks that just weren't absorbing into the cap.
Right.
It just wasn't thick enough. It wasn't a thick enough like paste.
it was good for your skin, but not for the bald cap.
It worked though, because that's the album, the cover artwork for Silver Gold is our first night of doing the makeup.
Yeah.
So I did do a little Photoshop just on the edges of the bald cap at that point for the cover. But yeah, if you look at the cover of Silver Gold, that was our first night. So if you want, you can compare the paint colors. They look almost the same, but it's different paint in both sessions. So.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the difference. I mean, not necessarily from the album, well, because you did manipulate like the album or the cover art, but like, yeah, compared, I definitely did a much better job the second time. But yeah, and I also think we found another tutorial video on YouTube about it, which helped for the bald cap itself. One with like verbal instructions. I forget. I wish I remembered the name because it was literally perfect.
Yeah.
She's like, and then you do this, and then you take this, and because the other one was just.
You were watching one from like overseas, like.
They didn't speak one word. It was just literally visual. And I was like all right, so I guess then you do this and then you try this. But this girl was like, and then you do this and that. And I was like, okay, this is helpful.
Yeah.
So it was good. So then, so we did the trial, and it made me feel more confident, because if we had imagine we had just been like, this paint's good enough. Like, I would have been hyperventilating come the day of the shoot.
I wouldn't have progressed the video any further if I didn't agree with the way it looked.
Yeah, it would have looked really shitty.
As would it be condescending? What's the word for me? Where I'm looking at myself as like a fucking like prize.
What?
You know what I mean? Like if I didn't look fucking.
Oh, like conceited?
Conceited. That's the word. I was very conceited for this video. I had to be, because if there was one thing off, I would not have.
And that, I
had to look good
because you had a vision
in my alien form. Yeah,
you had a vision that needed to be.
Yeah, I didn't even care about like the rap verse in the song where I'm at the bridge. Like, I think that's a beautiful scene, but I already knew that scene was going to be fine,
right?
No matter what. Yeah, it didn't matter if I had a beard or not a beard, or short hair or long hair. Like, that scene was just going to be a rap scene. But like, the most important thing of that video was the alien, and I wouldn't have put the video together if I didn't feel like it was perfect. Yeah. So
for sure. So this is a good transition. Yeah. Thanks. Let's talk about the video shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk, like, where were we? Let's like set the scene a little bit.
So we went. Yeah. So we had a spring break with where we work, and so we booked a weekend trip in Airbnb up in the Poconos of PA. I forget what the town was called. Do you remember? It was like Tamacacan or something.
No, it's like Tunkana
or something. Tunkana. Devin would know.
Yeah, he does now. I think it's like Tunkana.
I think it's Tunkana.
I think it's I don't think it's Tunkana. Tunkanuk. Because you kept calling it like Tunkacock or something.
Tunkacock, yeah. Tunkana. So we booked a weekend in Tunkakakana, and me and Sam went up on a Thursday afternoon or a Friday?
Wednesday, because we went Wednesday night, right?
Is that Nicolas Cage?
No, we're Diner Drive-ins and Dives is what's on right now.
Oh, okay.
It's Guy Fieri.
That motherfucker. Excuse me. Eat too many sun chips.
I don't think that's what's giving you the hiccups, but
Nah, this will go away in a second.
Oh, in a second. I kind of want a sun chip now.
It's all good, Penny. So yeah, so this is where we're at. So the music video, we went to the mountains. So the game plan for me was not to shoot on our trip. We had actually booked the trip without any ideas of shooting the video, and I hate to be that person, again, concede it, but like making it all about me for like a day. But
Yeah.
I was like, I think we were even talking about shooting like a clip for Sidekick or something.
We talked about something. We were like, oh, we should shoot something while
We
we're
should
up
shoot
here.
something on the river or whatever. And I can't pinpoint the moment where I was like, oh, we should do silver gold.
Yeah.
But we somehow came to decide on like, hey, we're going to the mountains. We're staying on this river. Maybe we should shoot some clips for silver gold, because originally I wanted to shoot silver gold at our workplace in the woods, just on the trail.
Right.
And that was already exhausted. You know, the idea was exhausted. So I was just like, okay, I envisioned originally the alien walking through the woods at nighttime.
Right.
And like a light beaming on the alien while he's walking through, like looking around and stuff. So I figured, okay, if everyone's down, let's just shoot some clips at our house, like in the backyard, since we're on the river. And, you know, that's what we ended up doing, was going to our Airbnb and shooting literally the whole music video out of our backyard.
Yeah.
Where else did we shoot it?
In the street.
In the street, out front
At
of our property.
the viaduct.
Yeah, at the bridge. We were all within 10 minutes of the same area, but the main video, all the alien shots are literally in the backyard.
Yeah,
of
like
our
right on the river. Which is a good location, but that was like a whole situation.
It was a situation.
Which we'll talk about in a second. So the process of getting turned into the alien, right? Let's talk about that. And then we're going to talk about Chris in a second too, because Chris cannot be forgotten in all of this. So I had a whole okay.
What?
I had a whole spread of makeup, and I was very nervous. I was sweating the whole time. I was doing the same thing. I was crunching into the mic or what? It was like ASMR. I was really stressed because, well, hold on. I'm going to back up a second, because the night that we got there, the Wednesday, we drank a lot of wine.
Yes, we did.
Right.
What else did we do?
We drank a lot of wine, and then Chris came.
True.
And we drank more wine with Chris, and then we ate some edibles,
yeah.
which is not a good decision.
It can be fun if you can handle it, but I couldn't.
They could not. I mean, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Listen,
Wait, hold on. Don't just they couldn't.
Listen,
you're the one that ran the fuck away.
I know I was getting the spins.
That wasn't the night that I ran out to the river looking for you, right?
No, that was not. That was Friday night.
That was
Wednesday night.
We did every other night.
We were very responsible. We did Wednesday night. Then Thursday we needed a break because we had to film. And then Friday, once everything was done, we were like, okay, now we can like relax. And like, that's when I thought you had jumped into the river.
And you
never
ran
to
out.
be seen again. Yeah. Yes.
And the funny thing is, she ran out thinking like I ran into the river. I was just like inside in the bathroom. Then I go to Chris. I'm like, where's Sam? He's like, she went out looking for you. And so I ran out the door. I'm like, Samantha,
Well, because there were
And
steps.
she was down at the river, like walking into it.
No, so okay, let's set the scene a little bit. There were steps leading down directly to the river.
Yeah, and
so you couldn't
you can see them
me.
in silver gold. The steps that I'm walking up.
Yeah, so you couldn't see me at that point. So then I was down there because I thought, because Chris told me you were outside, so he was fucking with both of us apparently.
He just didn't give a fuck.
He was over it at that point. But yeah, so then that's where I was like, oh my God. I was like listening for splashing, like screams, like waiting.
She was
like,
down
like,
at the crest of the river with like her toes in the fucking water, like screaming my name. I come up from behind on the hill, like, Samantha. I thought she fell into the river.
It was just such.
And then once we saw each other, we just like. We like hugged and we're just like, don't.
We're like crying.
Yeah, we're like, don't ever fucking do that again. Like,
neither of us had done anything, but it's like we both thought we ran away. Like, and Chris is just inside, like,
we're
passed out.
like, let's just go the fuck inside at this point. Meanwhile, we both ran outside, and Chris gave us the okay to run outside. So it was a whole thing.
We should have Chris here. Like, he needs to tell his side of the story in this situation because we don't know what the fuck was going through his mind.
True. We might have to clip him in the morning.
As he's eating his bacon. Yeah. So anyway, let's get back. What was I talking about? What the hell were we talking about before? I was talking about the stress of the makeup application. Oh, because I was saying let's set the scene. So so this is the situation. So Wednesday night we drank a lot, had some edibles. Thursday, we didn't do anything. We just lounged around pretty much the entire day up until like 2-3 o'clock, which is when we started to have to get ready. Like, I had to prepare all the makeup stuff to turn you into an alien. So that's when I started getting stressed and just setting up everything. I was really nervous about the bald cap. That was my main, because I knew the makeup was going to be fine because we had tested the makeup. It was thick. It was perfect. The bald cap I was nervous about because it had to be seamless, like on your forehead. Like it had to be. And so that's where I was like really, really stressed about. But it ended up like the back was fucked. Like the back, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, the back had like,
because I was trying to like,
out of my head.
well, I was trying to like, I really just wanted to do the front of your head to look flat. So I was like, like making sure that like all the hair in the back was flat with bobby pins and shit.
Well, what were you doing to make it flat?
Well, I
remember the acetone.
Well, for your hair. So I guess let's start with the whole process. So it started with wetting your hair a little bit and then taking that fucking adhesive, which is basically like a hair gel, and like putting it on your hair and like taking my hands and like pulling it back, pulling your hair back flat against your head as much as possible. And then I was taking the bobby pins, which I'm realizing now I could have easily just soaked your whole fucking head. So this is why I'm like, if we did it a third time.
Yeah, but remember the first time we did water and it made the cap all fucked up.
But it wouldn't. But I realized after the fact, and this is why I'm like, if we did it a third time, it'd be good. It doesn't matter because the paint was thick enough. It would have covered any fucking. Because what I would have done if I could do it differently this time would have been to soak your hair, put the adhesive on, take the blow dryer,
and dry the shit out of my hair. I don't know why we didn't do that.
I don't know, dude. I was just on a different level. I was like nervous, but anyway, it ended up turning out fine. It ended up looking better, but. So anyway, so I slicked the hair back. Slicked the hair back. And then put the bald cap over top. And then took the acetone. And the acetone dissolves the cap. I forget what the cap's made out of, but it dissolves it. But what I did for the actual shoot versus the trial was that I took a Q-tip, put it in the acetone, and was like finely like dabbing the edges. Whereas,
to melt
the cap to your skin to create that seamless look. Whereas the trial, I literally just like cut it with scissors and then used a little bit. I used the glue to like glue it, but I didn't use the acetone to dissolve the edges. So like once I saw that the cap was good though, the cap took a while. The cap took probably like an hour between pulling your hair back, acetoning, like all that, probably like an hour. And I was like just so nervous at that point. But then I felt good. Like once it was on and applied, I'm like, okay. And then I started applying the makeup, and then I started to feel better because I'm like, okay, this is looking good. It's sticking well. We had the acrylic as backup just in case shit wasn't flying.
Yeah, just in case to lay that thick layer on.
Yeah, it was just intense. It was just a lot. I was nervous because it was like high stakes. Like it had to look good.
I mean, we were on a light time.
Right. Yeah, because that's a good point.
We only had one shot to do the video, so the sun at that time was setting at 7:25.
No, way earlier than that. Way earlier.
Well, we started shooting at 7.
No, we started shooting at like 6 something.
No, honey. We started at 7.
I don't think that's correct.
I can go back in the footage and
let's
show
call
you.
Chris right now and ask him what time.
You want to phone a friend?
Yes, let's phone a friend because I'm telling you, this was.
You got to call him with your phone.
Oh shit! All right. Oh, I don't have my phone. But no, because this was
started
in March.
at 7.
There's no way we started at 6 something. There's a video clip of you saying something about 6.
We started at 7, and we're
gonna cut,
and we were done shooting at like 7:25. We shot.
That's not correct. I'm telling you, it's not correct. We're gonna cut it in. The point. There's a video of you somewhere talking about 6 something.
Honey, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you.
I know what time I shot my music video. We started at 7 because the night before I was like, tomorrow night we have to start at 7. The sun sets at like 7:30, and we used all that time.
The sun does not set at 7:30 in March.
Yes, ma'am.
I have to call Chris because now this is going to bother me. All right, hold on.
We're phoning a friend, guys. This is normal. This is normal podcast. Sean Valy, Valy's Corner, Samantha's Corner.
I need to know because I feel like Chris will remember. He's going to be like, why the hell is Sam calling me? Is Sean? He's going to think something's wrong with you. He'll be like, Chris, Sean passed out. I don't know what to do.
Oh, my God.
No, I don't want to fuck with him.
Don't.
I won't actually do that. That'd be fucked up of me to do.
Just tell him that you're phoning in a friend.
All right.
I'm telling you guys.
It was not. It was not.
I'm telling you.
There's no way. I'm telling you, the sun does not set that.
Hello?
Chris, I have a very random question for you.
What happened?
I have a random question.
Okay.
Okay. When we shot the silver gold video, what time did we start shooting? Like, if you can remember.
What time did we start? What? The makeup? The shoot?
No. What time we actually started filming?
Like when we went to the bridge, right?
No.
No.
Outside, like when we were shooting like
At
by
the
the river.
It was a little bit later. It was like 6:30ish or something because he started doing the makeup at like what 3:30, and then I fell asleep for 2 hours. And
right.
The sun was going down a bit.
Yeah. So Sean is trying to tell me that it was like 7 o'clock, and I was like, no, the sun does not set that late in March.
By the time we finished, it was like really dark when we were getting bitched at by that woman.
Right.
It was getting really dark out. But,
Chris, we started at 7 o'clock.
No, we did not.
We went out at 7, and then we had until like 7:25, so we had like 25
It
minutes
wasn't
to
that
bang
late,
it all out.
Sean. It wasn't that late.
I don't know, Sean. I don't know. Maybe like 6.
Really?
You know?
Damn.
Why don't you Google what time does the sun set on that date that we were up there, and then we can backtrack it a half hour.
True.
All right, we're just phoning a friend because we're in the middle of doing a podcast.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I honestly, it was somewhere between like 6:30 and. Don't you have like an Instagram story or anything? I guess it wouldn't tell the time.
Chris, I'm just gonna go into the footage and look at what time you pressed to record the first clip.
Exactly, my friend. Look at the metadata. It'll tell you.
All right.
Perfect. Thanks, Chris. Bye. Chris
So
sounds like he's
anyway,
still at work.
He is.
Okay, hold on. What day do we film Silver Gold? What do I have crumbs on me? What time did the sun set?
Oh my God, 33 minutes in.
Oh my God! See, this is what happens.
I wanted it to be 30 minutes.
I know we're not even like halfway through. No, I guess we're about. Well, actually, we're decently through, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Regardless, you're wrong and I'm correct, so it doesn't matter.
That was funny.
Ow! Oh, I hit my hand like on the edge of this and it like tingled. I think I need to go to the hospital.
Penny.
She's like, what? She's probably asleep.
No, her head was just popping up. She was
really?
looking, and then she dipped back down.
my hair. Oh, this chair.
She likes my couch.
Yes, sir. Okay, so whatever. Regardless, you're incorrect. I'm correct in this. It took a few hours, so let's just go back to the
that one out
makeup
later, guys.
Yeah. So it took a while for the makeup. There was just some high stakes because, like you said, we had to film at a certain time. We had to film at sunset.
At 7.
So it was just stressful because, like, if it were, oh, we can film wherever it was inside, it wouldn't have been as stressful. But it was just like knowing, because you, like, as we were going through, you're like, all right, like, it's an hour.
I wanted it. I didn't want it to be bright. I wanted it to be dark.
Yeah, and that's fine. It was just
we started
stressful.
at 7.
But it ended up turning out really nice. I was really pleasantly surprised with what happened. And yeah, if I could do it one more time, I could perfect it. So let's do it one more time.
We will if people want to see it one more time.
We should just have you dress up as an alien and just like...
You should be interviewing me right now as the alien.
I should. That would be good. That could be another one.
We'll do it one more time because I still got a bald cap and all the makeup.
2 more bald caps,
we'll
actually.
Just literally just do my forehead. It doesn't even matter about like my sides. I'll just put up my hood and just be like, "What's good?" Like,
we should have you like in the wild. Like we should like take you out somewhere.
I was looking at photos today where I take the cap off and my hair is slicked back, but like just my face is painted. So we could literally just paint my face, keep my beard like Silver Gold Man grows beard. You know,
we'll just have you out in public somewhere. We'll do this like in a park, like a public park, just like this weird fucking alien
Perfect.
dude.
Have the cops roll up like,
why?
Sir?
It's a public park. We're just hanging.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely defend me there.
Oh, I'll go to jail before I like allow anything.
I'll be having to bail her out of jail. Like,
no, I don't.
Woman fucking terrorizes police officers.
Terrorizes. Listen, you got to check them sometimes, but that's a whole other conversation. I'm not going to get started on this podcast. Okay, so let's talk about Chris, since we just phoned him in and the role that he played in all of this, because he was a huge part and has always, for a long time, been a huge part of your videos. So let's talk about Chris.
What do you want to talk about?
Talk about like him shooting the video and like.
Oh, you didn't ask. You just.
So let's like. I mean, I expected you to then be like, yeah. So like.
I thought you were just like bringing up the topic. Like, all right, so let's talk about Chris. So,
like I have. Oh no. I was hoping you were just gonna be like, yeah. So like Chris.
Yeah. So Chris. He popped up for the video to the mountain house, and I didn't want to like put it on him and like stress him out about it, but he was down to shoot and get creative with it, so long as he had like a chill weekend, and there wasn't a lot of pressure. Like he just said on the phone, he took a nap while we were doing makeup.
Yeah, it was okay.
I mean, he was snoring on the couch like a fucking fiend, and we did makeup, and he woke up, and it was go time. It was like, you ready, dude? And he was down to get it done. We shot for an hour. Well, earlier in the day, we went to the bridge, and this is like, guys, this is like easy peasy shooting. This is like you take your iPhone. You hold it in front of someone. There's a bridge behind their head. Like, this isn't rocket science to do this kind of stuff. It's very simple. It's very standard music video stuff in 2024. I mean, shit can get so much more complicated, but Chris is mostly always down to just hold a camera if it doesn't involve him stressing out too much, and that's how this whole music video was. I told both of you guys going in, like, I don't want this to be any more complicated than it needs to be. The most complicated part of the video was the makeup. And so Chris was just down to hold the camera and make sure that the settings were correct. That was the most important part. It was going to be dark out, and we needed to capture everything clearly.
Yeah.
And so you need someone behind the lens at that point. You need someone who knows how to work a camera professionally. And he's a professional, and he has degrees in it. So
yeah. Turned out well.
Yeah,
he really did.
He did great with that. Another one in the books for him, honestly.
Yeah. So let's talk about the Airbnb situation and what happened when we were
Matilda.
filming.
What was her name? Virginia?
No, we're not going to say her real name.
Veronica.
Because,
True.
you know.
We'll just call her Vicky.
Okay.
Which wasn't her
It
name.
wasn't even close to her name. But yeah, so we shot everything outside in the backyard, and that was all good. And then we came inside, and
We did come inside. What is that on the TV?
an empanada. Yeah, look at that. Oh, it looks good. There's stuff with like meat and cheese and stuff. Have you ever had an empanada?
No, do you just bite into it and explode?
No, it doesn't explode. But like, see, look how Guy just like cut it. There's like potato.
Get this motherfucker off the TV. All right. What? were
What?
we talking about?
You were the one that brought it up. You're like, what? So we filmed the part of the music video outside, and then we came inside, and what is wrong with? We walked inside from outside.
Hey.
Jesus Christ. Okay. We walked inside, and you were talking about wanting to get another shot where you're walking down the street and it's empty. So where we were was pretty isolated. So, you know, we thought, I mean, the people that were driving, you know, it's a quick turn. So we were like, all right, we can get at the right point. We can get you doing a take walking down the street. It looks like there's empty. It looks like it's empty. No one's around. So we did that. We walked out to the front. You looked crazy, and people were driving by, and you're just like in your like Michael Myers jumpsuit, half silver, half gold. So anyway, so you did a couple takes. I was on car patrol. We had to stop a few times, and then after that, you and Chris decided, hey, we're gonna do one more shot of you running or something. I forget exactly what it was. And then talk about what happened after that. So what happened was they made the decision. So we shot the stuff in the street. I was like, I'm freezing. I'm going to go inside and start making dinner. And they were like, great, we're going to go shoot one more thing and come back out. So talk about what happened when I was making dinner and you two were on the street.
Yeah, so we were filming up on the street for a while on the second verse of the song. And just to change up the scene from the river. So we ran up there, and it was getting like dark.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea was to get a shot of me walking down the street in the second verse, just performing the song. And so we did a few takes, and the neighbors, this is what I got out of it. The neighbors that were across the street were coming out to their car, and then they like ran inside. Like they like got down to the street and like peeked their head or something, or just like they just made their way down to the bottom of the street and then went back inside. And we were just like, yeah, whatever. Like, I didn't think anything of it. But then 10 minutes later, once Sam went inside, me and Chris were just trying to get some B-roll of me. Like, I just was just like, yo, just for extra footage, let's shoot me running down the street in slow motion, so then I can chop that into the video somewhere, which there is a shot of me running down the street, but I never put it in the video. And it was the like precursor shot, like the shot that made me be like, yo, we should actually do a shot like this. It was just a quick snip. And so Sam went inside, and well, we all went inside actually.
Yeah,
we were done shooting the video, and then me and Chris were standing inside. I was like, "Yo, dude, let's go get like one more shot of me running down the street quick, and then we'll call it." Of course, it's always that one last shot in any thing that I've ever done or me and Chris ever done where you get in trouble. Like when I'm driving down the shore and I say one last turn, and then you get arrested or some bullshit. But that's a different story. So yeah, we went out for one last shot, which you can never say. And right when we get up to the street, Fernando comes outside and is like walking up to us and was just like, "Are you guys professionals?" And we're like, I was like, he has some degrees. Like, what do you mean?
Like, what are you getting at?
I didn't understand. I thought she was asking for like business, and she just came up to us. There's actually a clip. I have it in the behind the scenes of the music video. Did you ever see the clip?
Wait, of her?
Yeah,
Chris.
I have her.
Yeah, Chris showed me.
Yeah, there's a clip, and she's just, the clip's actually really funny because it's me being like, no, he has a degree in it, and then she's like, you're not allowed to shoot on my property, and like my face goes white as a ghost, but I'm already in an alien form, so I'm like, and then the clip just cuts, and like, we're fucked. And so Fernando was just like, you broke my trust, and this isn't allowed on my property if you're shooting professional things, and communication this, communication that. And Chris kept relaying to her like, hey, like, can we compensate you in any way? Like, because she was just saying like, I didn't know there was 3 people here, and we're like, well, sleep's 8, so we didn't think one more would be a big deal.
Yeah.
And she just was just like, you broke my trust. Samantha broke my trust. And
meanwhile, I'm cooking. I have no idea.
Yeah, meanwhile,
like,
she's
la,
in
la, la, like cooking
she's just
tacos,
in like fairy tale land, and like I'm like out there in alien form, like, and Chris is just like shaking her hand, like
poor Chris, trying to like fix everything,
just
like
dealing with it, and like I don't know. She's like, I'm not. After she reamed us out of our assholes, she was just like, well, I'm not going to stop you from shooting your video, so go ahead.
But at this point,
it's pitch black, and now we're on a road that is dangerous now.
Yeah, so you can't
And we're
shoot.
like, okay. And we just walked inside after that. Like, pretty much she just reamed us out and was just like, the neighbors are complaining that there's people in the backyard, like, jumping around and shit. Like,
yeah, well, and the best is, so then
meanwhile, I'm literally jumping around in the backyard, like, do.
The best was though when you came in, the two of you just like looked so defeated, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?" You're like, "There's a problem," and I was like, "What the fuck?" And then you told me this whole story, and I was like freaking out. I was like, "Shit!" So then I immediately messaged her and was just like, "Look, I'm really sorry." Blah blah. I'm like apologizing immediately.
She never got back to us, right?
No, she did, and she was like, "Hold on, I can read the messages."
No.
Why?
What's the point?
Because it's interesting how she responded. Because what you were telling me was that she seemed very upset. Like when I heard the story, I was like,
"Did you see the video? She is upset." She said, "Are you professionals?" And I'm like, and then my face just freezes. Like,
no. So, this is what happened. So I said I apologized to her. I said, I appreciate, like, we obviously appreciate being in your home, would never want to do anything to intentionally upset anyone. She's like, it's okay. I just didn't know what was going on until the neighbor started texting me. Like I told the guys, I don't have a problem about anything. I just needed some answers for the neighbors. So that's what she told me. And then she sent me a screenshot that said, are you home? Weird. I just walked out with my client and a few people were in your driveway along the road. They looked like they were filming a scary movie.
wait, who said that?
A neighbor texted her that. Did I never tell you? Oh, I think I didn't
Wait,
tell you.
you skipped all of this.
I didn't tell you guys about that because
This
you were already.
is what I was just fucking talking about.
You
Wait.
got no. So in the moment, you guys were freaking out. I was like, I didn't want to like freak you out more by reading that. So yeah. So
Wait,
that's,
so you never told us that she texted you that neighbors thought we were shooting a scary. These are the neighbors I was just talking about in the fucking video. You
Yeah.
never told us that?
no, because I didn't want to tell you guys because you were already free. You guys were freaking.
This was after we told you.
Yes, this is after I messaged her.
What she said that?
She sent me the screenshot.
Are you home? Weird. I just walked out with my client and a few people were in your driveway and along the road they looked like they were filming a scary movie. Big fucking deal.
Exactly. No, I agree.
We rented out your house for fucking like $2,000.
So-
I'm not allowed to shoot a fucking music video.
Well, see, and this is exactly why I didn't tell him because this is exactly how him and
No,
Chris
but this
were.
is what I was just saying in this video where the people came out.
Yes, that was them.
And they peeked over
Yes.
and then they ran inside.
Correct.
Like, they were like, "Oh my god."
So
a
I just said
murderer."
but what I'm saying, what I'm getting at by reading this is not to like, okay, all right. I'm not trying to like revisit that situation. It's just she made it seem like to me it was not a big deal. Like the way she messaged, like then I said, hold on, I went up too far. I said, I'm like, I totally understand your point of view. Like, I apologize again. She's like, it's all good. I want you guys to have a pleasant stay. Continue to enjoy. She said, I have nothing bad to say about you guys. The boys were very respectful, but it's a small, tight community and the neighbors care and want to know what's going on. I was like, I definitely understand that. Appreciate your understanding. Have a good night. And that was it. Literally, like she was totally chill with me. But the way you guys were talking about it was like, oh shit, like she's about to kick us out. Like that's the vibe that I got when you had come to me.
Dude, I almost pissed myself when she came out. Okay,
and you were like, I don't wish I could have seen because I would have been like horrified. But I like that you
pull the clip up again.
You and your alien, like
where
the realization.
She's like, yeah, she says, "You can't be doing this here." And my face goes from smiling to ghost, but I'm already half alien. I'm like,
yeah.
And then the video just ends there because Chris stopped recording.
Well, yeah, at that point, like,
should have kept recording. If that ever happens again, I'm just telling like,
Chris,
keep it
don't
rolling,
stop,
bro.
just keep going.
Rolling.
Yeah,
but
it's all good. So anyway, so that was the whole situation. But luckily, we had already filmed the entire thing essentially, aside from this one shot that you wanted to get.
Yeah. 100%.
So it's all good. So there's really only a few more points since we've been filming for almost an hour at this point.
We'll keep it down.
Yeah, well we can cut it anyway. So how were you feeling? So the day of, like before, during, after, like talk, like just very quickly, like how
hungover.
Well, yeah, obviously. But okay, so before you were hungover, great. So then I was like, all right, great, sit up, fucking let's go. We got to start doing the makeup. How were you feeling during that whole were you
during the makeup phase?
Yeah, were you just kind of like zoned out? Were you like apprehensive about anything?
I always anticipate shooting a music video. I don't know what it is, but they seem like a lot of work all the time. Even if it's a simple video, you have to perform regardless. And no, it's not like your performance is going to be like heard through your performance, but you're acting essentially. You're being an actor.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy, I hate the idea and stuff, but I love the performing aspect of it, which is probably what makes me as like an artist. Is like there's certain things you hate, but then you enjoy like the moment of actually doing it. So it's the anticipation that I hate. And so sitting there for 3 hours getting makeup done is almost torturous for me. But I like all my Johnny Depp shit. Like when he goes into a character, like that's how I felt in that moment of Silver Gold. That was the most. I've done a few different videos where I become some kind of character, but this was my first time, like, although I'm not like acting out like phrases and words and like doing skits, like it felt cool to me to like be a different, being.
Yeah, you were completely transformed. Like, you looked so different.
Like underneath that whole get up, I still have my hair and my eyebrows and shit. So it was the first time ever that I've really transformed and put on a show. Yeah. Really. Yeah. It wasn't me in the music video. It was a character. Right. Which I want to do more of in the future, too. I'd love to expand on doing characters, not just the alien thing, but other characters, too.
Cool. So what was your favorite shot in the video? Whether that was your favorite shot performing or after the fact, like seeing it.
Honestly, my favorite shot in the video is the intro shot.
Yeah. Coming up the stairs.
100%. Yeah. I think, actually, that's not fully true, but it is true. I think it's a powerful intro shot in terms of cinematic and and the framing of it and everything, how everything's like perfectly centered. Chris did an amazing job with that whole shot, because I'm walking up the stairs and he's walking backwards off the stairs over, and like there was hurdles to step over and shit, and it's like a very smooth shot. I didn't even have to punch in other clips into that shot. It could have worked just on its own. I just chopped it up the way I did for just creative reasons and stuff, but that shot, it impresses me. Another shot that impresses me that is probably more so my favorite is just the street shot where it cuts and like I fall to my knees, because that was like very unplanned. And when I was editing the music video, looking back at that shot, when I'm on the ground crawling, my head literally splits down the street, and one side of it blends in with the street and the other side blends in with the lines of the street. And like and then once it was color corrected too, it really pulled all the colors to where it was just like, holy fuck, this is like a very artistic show. And it was just unplanned. Like I just naturally fell to my knees, like in like acting mode. Yeah. And that shit hurt my knees a lot, because right when the clip cuts, like the music cuts, I literally just walk past the frame. I'm like, ow, dude, my fucking knees, my knees, that hurt. Yeah. So,
well, good thing you got it right the first time, because
those two shots. The intro shot is just aesthetically pleasing, and then the street shot is just, I just liked my acting in that one. So two shots. Yeah, I have two shots that I like.
Nice. All right, and then the final question here: if you had to, like, we had to film this again, what would you want different to be done? Is there anything?
Yeah, I'd want Fernando to fuck off. Okay.
But just in terms of anything, like whether that's like, I mean, obviously you would want.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll answer this.
Okay.
Originally, in the video, I wanted a shot of the alien man floating down the river.
That's right.
Remember?
Yep. You were like really
I was
hung up
really
on trying to figure
hell
that
bent
out.
on trying to. I wanted the grand finale shot to be me floating down the river, and the river's just taking me away. This river was.
The river almost actually did take you away, though, in a kayak.
This river was absolutely fucking dangerous.
Yeah, there's no way.
If we had shot this locally in our area, we have multiple places, creeks that are wider, that we could have easily got away with doing shots like that where I'm floating down the river. But that was a shot that I had in mind from the beginning, and I still in my head can envision that shot of me just with my arms spread. And I had so many ideas. Like I said to Sam a bunch, and even Chris, like, we could bring a kayak. I could have like a boogie board behind my back just so I'm floating. Yeah. This river that we shot this video on, you would drown instantly. Yeah, it was so dangerous, and
it really was.
I went out there on a kayak.
Almost didn't come back. Like
the
literally
day after the video, I guess. Or was it it was the day after.
Yeah.
Because we went to the brewery that day and we came back, and then we went in the hot tub and shit. But it was dangerous. But that's a shot that maybe for a future video, you know what I mean? Like,
definitely a cool idea, but it's not able to execute.
Not able. That moment. If we ever bring back Silver Gold Man, then hey,
maybe he'll be floating down the river.
If you guys want to see Silver Gold Man floating down a river, maybe we'll bring it back. But
maybe when
we
do the makeup again.
Yeah, we'll bring him back for a talk session or a live take. We should do some live takes.
We'll do a live take on the river.
We could. We'll figure it out, because the makeup too could run and it could become a mess, and then you've ruined 3 hours.
Yeah, but it's like lower stakes this way. It's like it's not like we're filming the proper video. It's like, well, if it fucks up, it fucks up, but we can try it,
Yeah, we'll give it a rundown in the future.
Perfect.
Silver Gold Band and
okay.
But we're at 59 minutes 22 seconds.
That's
so we got
sick.
40 seconds because we're gonna make this exactly an hour.
30 seconds now.
Yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the Silver Gold interview. It seems like
I know.
with Samantha being the host of Valy's Corner tonight. Yeah, check back in, keep up with the content that we're creating, and be sure to subscribe and like and comment on everything that we post.
Do it.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Done.